Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to 2.6 ratios, rates, and conversions. So we're dealing with ratio, rates, and conversions. Two key terms is ratio and how we compare, or what a ratio is it compares two numbers. This got cut off. But how we write a ratio is either by a fraction comparing A to B, or a colon, or we actually say A to B. In all three cases, B cannot equal 0. And then rate, we have a ratio that compares two units of measure. So example that you would be familiar with would be miles per hour. So just getting a ratio of comparison, you're shopping for t-shirts, which is the best deal here? So the store A has $25 for 2 shirts. Store B has $45 for 4 shirts. And store C is $30 for 3 shirts. When you're comparing, you want to try to get the one number to 1. So I'm just going to reduce each of these fractions, which are ratios, to compare the numbers. 25 divided by 2 would be $12.50 per shirt. 45 divided by 4 would be $11.25 per shirt. And the last one would be $10 per shirt. So I would say store C is where it's at to buy the clothes for the cheapest amount. Now with practice, I think we can always reduce ratios. But here, we're going to convert given the units. So we have minutes, and we want to convert to hours. So first what I'm going to do is write what's given to me, the 330 minutes over 1. Because I'm going to multiply this. And first I'm going to write my division bar. And I want to end up with hours. So I'm going to put hours on top. And then on bottom, I'm going to put minutes. The reason I want to make sure that minutes is on bottom, because when I multiply, just like multiplying with numbers, when you multiply with units, if there's one on top and one on bottom, they cancel each other out. So now all I have to do is write in how many hours. 1 hour, there's 60 minutes. So now that my units canceled and I know that I'll have hours, I can do 330 times 1 is 330, and 1 times 60 would give me 60. So now I want to reduce this fraction. The zeros can cancel out. Both of those two numbers are divisible by 3, so I would say this is 11 thirds hour, because again, I still had the units of hours. So now if I want to go kilograms to grams, and whatever you start with, you take that number, so 15 kilograms over 1. The 1 does not have any units because no other units were given. I'm going to multiply that. First, I'm going to write my division bar. I want to make sure to have kilograms on bottom. And I'm trying to get to grams. So then I had to know my units. So I know that grams is less than kilograms. So I can say 1 kilogram would be worth 1,000 grams. So if I multiply this out now, my kilograms will cancel because one's on top, one's on bottom. And 15 times 1,000 would be 15,000 grams. Right now you should pause the video. Yes, pause the video. And change this to inches. If you notice, this part's already inches, so really we just have to convert the feet. You should came up with 63 inches. So first, I wrote down the 5 over 1, and then I multiply that by 12 inches over 1 foot. The feet cancel each other out, so it would be 5 times 12. That would be 60 inches, and I still had to add the 3 on. So 63 inches. So now taking what we just talked about conversions, we're going to use that in a real life situation. So it's telling me that the CN Tower in Toronto, Canada is 1,815 feet. I'm going to put that over 1. It's asking me how many meters is it. So I need to make sure that feet is on the bottom because those units have to cancel. So use this fact that 1 meter is equal to 3.28 feet. Now when I multiply across, my feet units will cancel each other out. One's on top, one's on bottom. And I get 1,815 divided by 3.28. And I would put that in my calculator. And I would get 553 meters because I rounded to the nearest meter. So now this is also going to be in conversions. It's going to be a little longer though. So I have that a student ran 50 yards in 5.8 seconds. So first I want to set up that scenario. And I wanted to get it to miles per hour. So what I'm first going to do is worry about the miles part. Okay? So I need to get rid of the yards. So I'm going to make sure yards is on bottom and miles is on top. So I have to know how many yards are in a mile. And I know that there's 1,760 yards in 1 mile. So I'm going to first do that multiplying. So again, my yards will cancel each other out. So then I multiply across. I will have 50 miles in 10,296 seconds. So I'm still not in miles per hour yet. So I'm going to rewrite my 50 miles over 10,296 seconds. If you're wondering how I got that big number, is I took 5.85 times 1,060. So now I have the miles on top, but now I want to get the hours on bottom. So in order to get this seconds to cancel out, I have to have seconds on top, and I'm going to put hours on bottom. Well, I know there's 60 seconds in a minute, and I know there's 60 minutes in an hour. So I'd have to do 60 times 60. So in 1 hour, there's 3,600 seconds. So if I multiply those across, 50 times 3,600 would give me 1,000 or 180,000 divided by 10,296. So now I have my seconds canceled, miles per hour. So I actually am going to take that and divide this out because I want to know in 1 hour. This is in 10,296 hours. So I'd take the 1,000 or 180,000 and I would get 17.48 miles per hour. So if the student ran this pace over for the whole hour, that student runs 17.48 miles. But we know that as you are running, you're probably not going to maintain your speed. But this is what it would be if the student could maintain that speed. So we will be practicing a lot with rates, ratios, and conversions, especially with the conversions. As you can see, they can be kind of long, but the more practice, the better you are. Have a wonderful night.